So we're going to go ahead and jump into PowerPoint Chapter 2. We're on page 74. Once again, let's just go ahead and launch PowerPoint. Hopefully you pinned it to your taskbar like I showed you guys yesterday how to do. 74. So today we are going to be creating a very internally peaceful yoga and meditation slideshow. And today we're going to go through just some of the basics of it. Tomorrow we're going to learn how to add animations and really take a presentation up a notch. And it's not actually in the book, but it's stuff that I feel like I want to give you guys because it'll make you that much better at presentations. Yes, Gabby?
So does that mean that the prior knowledge and that stuff for free, is that not due till tomorrow?
Sure.
After we learn how to do animations?
Sure. If you haven't done your discussion, you should probably do that. But yes, that's probably what that means. I'll give you that one. All right. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to select a theme. And they are picking a theme. So we're going to go up to, does anybody remember where?
Design. Yes.
Design, exactly. We're going to go ahead and drop down, and we are going to pick, I think it's called Verve. There you go, Verve. Great. And on Verve here, now we've picked it, we have a couple triangles going. This is going to be our basic slideshow here. We're going to click into the title. Start off by typing in yoga and meditation. Meditation. Can anybody remember from yesterday, shortcut to get to the next text section? Control. Enter. Takes us down one. Unify your mind, comma, body, comma, and spirit. Sprinter.
You're having some issues there today.
I'm still thinking about cabling. Okay, now, one of the things that happened is I actually left this as a lowercase and, but it corrected it to an uppercase A. So if I bring my cursor over it, notice that I get this little blue line right below the A. I can come over, and this is my autocorrect. We did this in Word also. You remember how we had Word where we can make different things work? We can click on this, and we could say undo automatic capitalization. That's one way to get this to be a lowercase a. Or, after we've typed out that word, if we just hit delete and put the A back, it'll stay this time. Question or just booyah? Okay. Great. Next, we are going to go back up to the Home tab. We're going to insert a new slide, which is right over here. We're going to click on that down arrow, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to insert a picture with caption layout, which is this one down here. So we have a second slide. Now notice this theme is built in vertically written text, so we don't have to go through and do any of this. We could spend, 20 minutes setting up this slide on our own, or we can use one that's already done in a theme that we have. So this is kind of nice. We're going to click in here. It's going to write vertically for us. We're going to say relax.
How did you get to that?
How did I get to what?
To that one.
The slide?
Yeah.
It looks like you're on white. You haven't picked your theme yet. So what you want to do is you want to come over here. You want to go to design.
Oh, okay.
And you want to come down to this down arrow. And we're using the design Verve. So you go down to this one right here. And it should change your entire slideshow so it's formatted this way that I've got it. Did you find it over there? Perfect. So the second slide, if you use picture with caption, should look like this. So we're going to go ahead and click in here. We're going to say relax and restore. Relax. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. No, it's tiring. It's tiring. Especially when you're dealing with a bunch of newbies that don't know what they're doing. You're trying to explain it to them. So that was me being very nice, right? Control Enter takes me down to my next typing section. We're going to put in here calm the mind and boost oxygen levels in the brain. Because Gabby's insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. Okay. I like that song.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, so we're going to insert a new slide. And we're going to do content with caption this time. So we've got a third slide that we're going to use content with caption, which is this one, right? Oh, sorry. New slide, content with caption. And we're going to type that in. Strengthen body. Control Enter takes us over so we can start typing. Increase flexibility and tone muscles. I am struggling on my typing today. But luckily I can right mouse click and select the corrected typing version, or the correctly spelled version. That's great. My next slide, I would like to just insert a blank slide. So we're going to go up to this new slide once again. We're going to insert blank. Now, every theme has a color scheme that goes with it. Okay? So the theme has certain colors. In fact, if I go back up to this design theme, notice that all these colors right here that are listed below it, it's hard to see on there for you guys, but you see how everyone has colors underneath it? Yeah. Those are the colors that are default associated with the theme. But we can change the color scheme and still keep the theme. What'd you say? Yeah, up here on the ribbon, we just use this button here for colors, and we can go through and we can change. And notice as I highlight these, we still have the same basic look and feel, but we're changing the actual colors going on here. Did we already talk about primary colors? So what we're going to do now is we're going to pick a color scheme, okay? And the color scheme we're going to use is Oriole. That's why you have to come to class so you get all that good stuff. We're going to use this Oriole color theme right here. Going to click on that. They're in alphabetical order, Jen. And now notice, oh yeah, I forgot to grab the whole thing. You do want to Control A over here. I think it actually changed everything, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, that slide's just going to have that natural black background there. Okay. So it's changed everything. We can come back up here. Instead of having pink, now we have orange and orange, right? It's changed everything in this entire document. That's nice. We're going to go ahead and save the presentation right now. And I'm going to save mine to my desktop so I can delete it once again. I'm going to call it Yoga and Meditation. Just click Save. What's our keyboard shortcut? I'm going to burn this one in your brains. Control S.
Control V.
That's bold. Jonathan thinks he's funny. As evidenced by the chuckle. No. Okay, so now what we want to do next is we want to bring in some pictures to this. And we can do that. Let's see here. Insert a picture on slide 3. If we want to keep it in this same area, remember we want to use this insert icon right here because this will keep it in this box and won't put it somewhere else. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And in here we want to put in, I think this one's green, hands yoga. It should be in your chapter 2 folder if you don't have it. I have obviously lots of them on my computer here, so I did a search for it. Hands yoga is going to go in. I'm going to insert it. I look good in that picture, don't I?
Is that arch yoga?
Hands. I was like,
Need a pedicure though.
Where did you get that?
I got that from the chapter 2 folder you should have downloaded for PowerPoint. Or you can search for the term hands yoga. So that should be from the batch of files that I gave to you guys. So we've got that picture there. We're going to go back to slide 2. And here we're just going to click this icon to add this picture. And we're going to go ahead and add in here. This one's called Green Tank. It should be in the same folder. I can't believe, once again, they took my picture like this. You know, I just can't get enough of myself. So, frosted. I got my jaw elongated, my face narrowed. I don't look nearly as chubby as I do now. This is my... What are you saying, Gabby? No, I'm just kidding.
I just thought it was funny.
All right. All right. we're going to go to slide 4 now, and we're going to use arch yoga. Okay, so this time though we don't have a placeholder. So we're going to go up to insert, and we're going to go over to picture, and we're going to put in the arch yoga one.
Number 4.
Yeah, on slide 4.
Wait, what's the? I can't. What was the view one? The number 2.
Green tank was this one.
No, it's more of a gray.
This is hands yoga. This one's arch yoga. Now I love this part of this whole class because they finally, in Office 2010, gave us some really cool tools in PowerPoint to mess with pictures. And before this time, we'd have to go out to Photoshop or find some kind of photo editing program, make our little tweak and bring it back in, and it's just been a big pain. Now it's not Photoshop, okay? This is not Photoshop, but they have given us quite a few powerful tools that they haven't before. The first one is, if we click on this, we notice that we get up here a new little tab called Picture Tools. So we can click Format. We can, first off, okay, I was like, someone's got. Well, whenever we show a picture or an image up on a screen, because whenever we're going to do a PowerPoint, we're typically going to be on a projector. So I always like to remind everybody, think that you're going to be on a projector, because projectors do not display the same as a monitor, right? We could use a light blue font with a white background on a monitor, and it would show up just fine. But in a room full of people, if there's any kind of light and you're on a projector, people are going to be squinting to see a light blue font on a white background. So we don't want to do that. We want to make it nice. And here, this girl looks like her jeans are just dark here. We're losing definition or something like that. So if we want to change this and we want to change the brightness or the contrast, normally we would have had to take this out to Photoshop. But because they've given us these tools, we can come up here to corrections. If we click on corrections, we can actually, just by looking at it, we can click on any of them and it'll show us a change of darkening the photo or lightening the photo with contrast issues. And I'm going to pick this top one up here. That's just a good example.
Is Samantha here?
She's not feeling well today.
Which one? Which one?
Or I have Samantha. Oh yeah, I do have that Samantha. Sorry.
Can I hire you for a couple minutes?
There's too many Sams in this class. Too many Jens.
Just one Sam?
There's Samantha on my roll. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this picture right here. And now I've changed this. Now my sky's a little blown out, but the picture's better. This is just their version of this, but you guys get the gist. If you want to change the darkness or the depth of a picture, we can do that really quick with just a click. I also, before we go anywhere, because this is like one of my favorite tools that they don't even cover in this book, but will be invaluable to you if you want to make up good PowerPoints. Let's say we're going to do a slideshow on Oreo cookies. And I'm saying Oreos because I think it'll come up. There it is. This is the picture I want to use, right? This is a good looking picture. This is great. So I'm going to go ahead, if I want to bring this in, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to view the original image. Here it is, nice and big. I'm going to copy the image, and I'm going to jump into PowerPoint, and I'm going to hit paste, Control V. I've pasted it in here, but the problem is, crud, it looks great on a white screen, but now that I have it in here, it destroys the entire theme behind it because I don't have a transparent background. One of the things in that Steve Jobs video that we watched that he did was all of his graphics were cut to the edge, right? He pays somebody a lot of money to sit there and create graphics for him. But we don't have people or time or money to do that. So what do? We can go out and find graphics like this that have a good definitive edge. See how it's all white around a dark line? We can come up to our picture format. I love this tool because this used to be a Mac only thing. And we can use two different things. We can either A, hit remove background. And when we hit remove background, it turns everything purple, right? Well, we need to make it the right size. So I'm going to pull over here. I'm going to make this the size of the graphic that I want. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And just a little bit bigger here. And then if I click in here, that means it'll keep it. I believe we're going to keep that. And we're going to keep that. And if I click keep changes. Oh, I didn't do it. Dang it. Hold on.
Those were creamless cookies.
Yeah, they were. Mark areas to keep. I have to click on that, and I can say I want to keep this area. Come on. Keep all this. Yeah, you just drag this. This is hard because I've got white in here. There we go.
There you go.
But you see how I'm doing this? It's actually, I'm marking areas to keep, and I'm going to say keep right here. Yeah, you do. You click keep changes, and now we have a great looking graphic, right? That, yeah, it looks like cookies. Instead of having this white background, we've now made a really expensive graphic for dirt cheap. And it does take a little bit of fudging with it and stuff like that, but that's one way to really enhance a presentation right off the bat. And we can even go into this format one more time. We could put some artistic effects on it, and we could blur it, or, you know, there's all these different things. We could actually go in and put a shadow on it. I always do a picture effect of a shadow. So we could do like a drop offset bottom shadow, and it's hard to see on here, but there's a shadow down here. We could do a reflection, I believe. I love reflections on mine. So if you put a reflection on here, now this is a graphic that you have to get in here and crop it a little bit more because it'll pull it up. So if we do a crop, actually you just cut this down to like right here, and notice now that reflection's really close. But you know, these are little things that make your presentation look really polished, and they don't take very much time. So in the real world, if I was making a pitch to somebody and I wanted them to pay attention, I'd probably spend some time and take my graphics and do this kind of stuff to it, because it really will separate the men from the boys and stuff like that. You know, it separates good PowerPoint from bad PowerPoint. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I just wanted to show you that little tip because that's something that normally you wouldn't see or learn because it's not in the book. We're going to go ahead and move our little hands yoga lady up to about right here-ish. And we want to put a style around her. We're going to fade. We're going to do a soft edge. It's a soft edge rectangle on the picture styles under the picture tools. Go ahead and click on that. Notice it's faded that edge out to us now, so it's not a hard edge. So if you're going to do nothing else to your images, I would argue that you just put rounded rectangles on it, and it's going to make it a lot less harsh to the person seeing it. And like I said, we want to do everything in our power to not get people to disconnect when we're doing a presentation. So if you look at something and you see a square image, let's just say for here, we actually notice perceptively our eyes are drawn to the edge. So if I click on this, and I go to my picture tools and I just pick a rounded rectangle, it just becomes a more natural thing for our eyes to see. Apple does this all the time. And I love to tell everybody, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Apple has one of the greatest marketing / PR / psychology departments in the planet on how to get people to look at stuff and buy stuff. Why would we ever try to recreate that entire... They spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year on this stuff. Great artists copy, or good artists copy, great artists steal. That's what they said, right? At one time, steal the concept. They're not saying steal the actual product, steal the thought. So I like to look at this stuff all the time and say, what are they doing? What makes it right? Icons in Android and in iOS, rounded rectangles. That's what they do. It's very pleasing. Take that for what it's worth. But I would say if you're ever going to default something, throw a rounded rectangle in. I love doing the reflection too. I think it looks classy. But just as a good little default. So let's go ahead and throw some more picture effects in here. We're going to go to slide 2, and we're going to do that. We're going to put a rounded rectangle. So we're going to click on the picture, go to Format, do a rounded rectangle with a reflection. And just because we're learning the tools and it's a Microsoft course, we want to make this look really cheesy. So what we're going to do is put a glow on it. So we're going to add another picture effect. Most picture effects are stackable. So you can add one picture effect and then another picture effect and another. We're going to do the glow, and we're going to do something that's just out and out beautiful. This ugly, hideous brown-orange glow around this picture. I mean, look at that. That just brought his eyes out. Oh, wait, his eyes are closed. It brought something out. I don't know, but it adds a lot to it, right? It's my eyes, my hazel eyes. And so we've added that. Now we're going to add a little bit of depth to this picture. This is a pretty big picture to put depth on, but we're going to go ahead and stack one more picture effect on it. We're going to bevel the edge. We can see we have all these different types of bevels. We're going to use this one right here, this angled bevel. And as I click on it, you'll see around the edge of the picture that now there's just a little bit of a raise there. It is really hard to see. I'm not saying that this is something we would probably use a lot, but on like an icon, this would look good. This is a pretty big picture to put a bevel on, I would argue. But okay, let's go down to our next one on slide 3. Go ahead and make this guy a rounded rectangle with a reflection. We can also, let's put some perspective on this one. So if we, in fact, I wonder if there's a predetermined one here that has it. Here it is. Let's use this one instead. This is the reflected perspective right. Notice that when I click on this one, it's skewed the picture now. It's made it so it looks like it's been turned. We still have our reflection. Our reflection looks like it's angled also, so we have a nice little twist to it. I don't know if I'd do this with real pictures. Maybe icons I would find it better with, but I think it kind of skews it, and I've already told you, I think anytime you skew a real picture, you're kind of throwing people off, and so it's not something I would recommend doing. But let's go ahead and put our glow back on here with picture effects. We're going to do this wonderful orange glow again. We liked it so much the first time. And this one's already got a bevel on it. I can kind of see the bevel on it already.
Yeah.
So this time we're going to add a picture border. Let's make a line around this. I mean, what can make this look better but more tackiness, right? So I'm going to make this really tacky so we can see it and use a bright red. And this bright red is on there, but it's kind of hard to see. So I'm just going to click on it one more time and say weight. And I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to make it like 3 point. And notice now we can really see that there's a red edge going around that whole picture. That really hits the spot, right? Great.
So you didn't want this rounded, or you do?
No, this one we're just going to build it with what they have. I would also really recommend, even though we're doing it we're learning how to use the tools here, don't forget. But if you pick one picture style in your PowerPoint presentation, you should probably use the same picture style all the way through. Don't skew some of them and square some of them and fade the edge on others. If you're going to pick fade, use fade on all your pictures. It builds continuity and creates your message. It helps your message have continuity through it. So people are like, oh wait, didn't they have it faded last time? All those little things will trigger people to not listen to what you're saying and think about the presentation. Remember, we don't want that. This is just here to accent what we're saying. It should not detract. My favorite slides, and I think I told you guys this yesterday, are just full picture slides. When you have just an image of something. It's powerful. People look at it. It doesn't distract. They start thinking, wow. You know, it stirs emotion typically. We had a student last time who did sea turtles or whatever, her favorite animals of the sea. And she had like a whale one, and she had all these different things. And I said, I don't mean to pick on you, but I got up and did her critique. And I said, what if you had done this for this slide set? And she had 3 pictures on there. I took each picture, I made 3 slides, and I just expanded them all out. And I hit play again. And one was an octopus with brilliant colors that we couldn't really tell what was happening because it was so small before. And somebody was like, whoa, hold on, is that purple? You know, and people were actually drawn to the photo instead of having it be this weird little skewed thing right here. And I said, you know, you could have just scrolled through these 3 things while you were talking, and everybody would have been breathtakingly just captivated with what was going on. And instead you put this tacky little slide together, and it just looked like tacky PowerPoint. And so you can make power from simplicity. One word. Remember Steve Jobs, revolutionary UI. Bam, right in front of everybody. And what did he do? He talked about we're building a revolutionary user interface. He defined what he was talking about. Then he goes on and just talks, but the whole time it's just saying revolutionary UI up there. Today, Apple reinvents the phone. What happened right before that? iPhone. Boom. Today, Apple reinvents the phone. What did he want people to remember? Guess what every headline said, every article, because he kept saying that over and over again in there, he would put up iPhone. Today, Apple reinvents the phone. Every article said, today, Apple reinvents the phone with the new iPhone. Today, Apple reinvents the phone. He got his message across because he told them what he wanted them to say. He had people carry his message out past him because he had communicated it effectively. That's what we want to do when we give a presentation. We want people to leave our presentation and be able to speak what we just told them to other people. That's propagating that message. That's getting it out and being effective communicators. We're going to pause right here because as soon as we start getting everything else, then I'm going to want to get into animations, and we've only got 4 minutes.